Happy Sunday, everybody. Gonna do a quick video here, heading over to a friend's house to grab some dinner. But I wanted to talk about my saga with this beautiful thing that we're gonna call, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I think I'm gonna stay with Mr. Cinematic, even though the little one, this is what this guy's for. So this will continue and be Mr. Cinematic. But, so, it's done. It's official. It flies. I replaced, damn it, I put them away, didn't I? It's an mmcx, if I'm saying that correctly. mmcx to SPA. Humor me if I'm wrong. The female threaded part, and then this part that goes into the VTX on here. So I was flying around yesterday, and I noticed a significant loss of signal. I couldn't even go from sitting on the top of the hill behind the swing set without losing reception. I could not go around the house. Complete loss. White fuzz. Luckily, I was conscious of it and would put it down very gently in the grass. And I went through head and toe to figure out what it was. Talked to a couple buddies, got some suggestions. The power wires were originally coming out the back and covering completely over this, which I think would greatly, significantly ruin it. But the actual cable that's going to it, the one I just talked about that you see right there, had a huge kink in it right when it came off. I think when they crammed the electronics in there, it got pushed or whatever it was, and it sucked ass. So I just got back in from flying it, and I got to tell you what, from a guy that flies a lot of FPV and you're used to grainy footage and, you get through it, excuse me, it's got the CADX Ratel, if I'm saying it right. By far the best camera I have ever flown. I just went through a couple of the trees in my yard, the neighbor's yard, and stuff, and we're able to shoot gaps and see those ghost branches. The color is phenomenal. I cannot speak higher of this camera. In its factory settings, I haven't messed with any of the settings yet. I do have the little connector down here that I'm going to. Holy crap, what a world of difference. I have zero angle pretty much on it. I flew it in acro. Like I said, I talked about the PIDs. I just went up on the P, on the roll, pitch, and yaw, 2 points, and I went 3 across the board on I. And this thing flies so smooth and stable, like you're in level mode, but you're in acro. The amount of detail I was able to put into the sticks was phenomenal. I am flabbergasted. It flies smooth. Yes, it's a big heavy whoop. I could do a barrel roll. I could do a backflip. I could do all that. I didn't do anything super aggressive. I just wanted to test, but that's not what it's for. And it does it. There is a little bit of yaw wash, but I can tune that out. I can add a little bit more in the idle air, which will give a little more recovery. But the whole point of this was to fly it and not lose any reception. So I flew it, and you guys see from, where I stand on the road, I go down the road all the way to the end. Was able to go around the stop sign. Very, very minimal breakup. Absolutely, completely different. And then went along the neighbor's edge there and going through every single tree and was able to see the best I've ever seen. It's only on 200 milliwatt. I don't need any more than that. Maybe if I was in the woods, which I'm kind of thinking about doing, going down into this field where we night hike down the street here and doing a really kick-ass one through all of the trees where I'll need the extra power. I swapped the antenna just for the color. I wanted the white one, my actual Foxeer one. The one that they have on it doesn't say Foxeer, even though they advertise it as. Let's see if I can get it to focus. It's Iflight branded. So it's not Foxeer like they said it is, so I guess that's false advertising, unless somehow it's Foxeer parts and it's just their plastic. I dropped something on the floor. I'm going to experiment more depending on what kind of flight I do. I might grab one of my pagodas here because these things are awesome also. And, I wouldn't want a tree fly because if you shoot a gap, this guy will get caught. And I don't know. If somebody knows the science behind, is it okay to leave the antenna like this, or should you have it straight up for best reception? Obviously, if I'm going out in a complete open area, I would probably rock this guy because they're badass. But, so what happened this afternoon, I got ready to fly about a half hour ago, and like I said, there's a capacitor on here, and I wiggled that loose by accident, and I had to resolder it on, and I did it with the duck on. Note to self, take the extra time, take the prop off, take that off. It actually took a minute and a half to do because I couldn't get the angle I wanted. So I got the soldering iron in there and I pushed down, waited till the blob turned soft of the solder, and then pushed, got the piece on, let go. Did not see the two metal, I don't know if they're capacitors, little chips that were on the board on the ESC. It actually was touching, completely covering over them. So when I plugged in the board, there was a big pow. I don't got the battery with me. Did I throw out the connector? Yes, I did. I got it right here. Let's see. So the thing smoked in my face. It's completely charred inside, and the female version on the battery was completely welded basically to this thing. I mean, I had to yank and pry to get it off. Battery's useless now unless someone knows how to repair batteries to put that sleeve back in there. It didn't swell up or anything, but I had to cut this off. And oh, I'm like, great. I've completely ruined this thing. Like, this thing's cursed already. So I took my time. I put it back together, and I plugged in the battery after double checking and triple checking it this time. And it initialized. I got all the beeps out of the ESC. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is great. So I turned on my controller, flicked the arm switch, and it arms. I'm like, ooh, lucky save. So I went outside and I flew it. I got over 5 minutes, 30 seconds with it on an older battery. If I flew the one that I just smoked, I would have gotten 6 or 7. It flies really, really good. I can't get over it. I think that stock tune was great already, but there's a very defined feeling I get when I fly, where when you get onto the stick, how it just locks in and it'll stay there. And once I fly it more and get used to it, because it does fly different compared to everything else, I'll probably go in and I will change the RC rate a little, maybe dull it back, just so if I whip the stick a little bit, in fear, it will actually just kind of slow it down a bit, keeping slow cinematic footage. But based on my view from here and the footage I think I can get from this, I mean, everyone was talking about that before. It's like, do you need a DJI Spark anymore if you got one of these? Other than the return to home and, you let go of the sticks and it stays put type stuff, I think you can get the same type of slow footage with a GoPro on here. My boy Mark, Flat Cap FPV, had finally gotten to the post office. I'm just busting your balls, bro. So I should see the mount here in a couple days. I may just fart around with some of I got a low pro GoPro. Is it still out? Yeah, I got it right here. I got the low pro GoPro mount that I might just double-sided tape down for now and just stay in the yard and, get an idea of footage, see if I get any jello vibration or any of that. Oh yeah, look I swapped out the LEDs like I said I wouldn't. They go all the way around. Yeah, look at that. It stops right there. I should have tested it, but I started right on the corner, which you don't see because it's behind all that shit, which would have filled in here, but people coming in and out and banging into it, so I'm going to put something else here. Not worried about it. But the room lights up like a damn Christmas tree. Let me turn this guy off here. There. So yeah, a little cool, kick-ass. We are flying. This guy's here. Hopefully the donut frame gets here now. And then I'm going to build another one. Or a cup. This is a cup. I think it's official. Got tatas and the little guy, the A cups. So a cup. I guess everybody got a crack out of that. I'm a nutcase when it comes to naming the quad. Every quad's got a name and a reason behind the build, so to speak. And there's a purpose behind the name. And it also, when you put them in the controller, it just doesn't say Mobula or whatever. Like this guy here, F-Bomb. If you guys are new to the channel, I've never seen this guy before. It started its life off as the QX something something FPV from Blade, and the frame was trashed. My dad had smashed it up a bunch of times, and I just thought, it'd be fun to have a little cruiser for the yard. And I turned it into this. I just got a universal X frame, put the props upside down, like the other one was on the frame. Had to fart around, and actually the prop is the way it's supposed to run, but the other one's upside down. It was an actual 3D prop, but it flies super, super badass for just a cheap little freaking setup. Good camera on it. This guy's called F-Bomb, and there's a very good reason, because when this thing's coming at you, see it, you're like, what the F? Dropping the F-Bomb. And yeah, obviously you don't want a haircut. Wait, where am I? Haircut. So yeah, names like that. And then Moobs. You got Moobs right there. Focus, there we go. So yeah, I got to get my ass over there before I get yelled at. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I haven't even checked football today. I did the range stuff today and then came home and been farting with this stuff. So thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Recommend. And stay tuned for some footage because this guy is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Peace out.